So this should be fun because apparently today we got Joe Rogan and he's talking about that they're already here. Like this video if you like it, subscribe if you're brand new, check this, roll it.
With very disturbing backgrounds, you know, who could be easily discredited, are given information and shown things and told things.
Well, I would think that that's sort of like a little escape clause.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is.
I mean, the guy's obviously a genius and was obviously a propulsion expert. He put a fucking jet engine on a Honda in like the 1980s. He's
I think he's talking about Bob Lazar.
No, I know.
Fascinating guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, he claims that there's some element that exists in other places in the universe, which leads me to...
Here's the thing, right? Like, Bob Lazar did say the element 115 before it was put on the periodic table, but I highly doubt the 115 that he was talking about is the same as the one that is on the periodic table right now, right? You know what I mean? Any scientist watching this video? Because according to some scientists, Joe Rogan made dark matter. Yeah, dark matter. He made dark matter. Obviously a joke, but...
To believe... well, not even to believe, but like... So here's the question. Are some of these things from other planets? Is that also in the equation? I mean, just because something is traveling interdimensionally, we do know that there are an infinite number of planets in the universe. I mean, we have no idea how many of them are capable of supporting human-like life or some other kind of life or an infinite number of varieties of life. And if that life can do what we've done and get to some part of its progression where it's capable of creating what we're calling artificial intelligence or super advanced technology, why wouldn't it come here?
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's the thing, right? We believe in billions of galaxies and each galaxy having billions and billions of planets, and that is because of what we can see, because there's a term called observable universe, and the so-called observable universe is very limited, and the observable apparently, according to them, right, the observable universe has billions and billions of galaxies, and each of them got billions and billions of planets. Now think about this way, that's only the one that we can see out there. There is, what else is out there? We don't even know, right? How many more planets are out there? How many more galaxies out there? What is happening outside of that, right? Because eventually you gotta run out, right? That's like our human minds at work. We believe that at least you know, at certain point it's gonna end. What if it doesn't end? What if it's like infinite? And that's the crazy part, that the observable universe is so big that, I mean, we might never even know what's out there after that part. And are we ever gonna be able to develop a technology that can take us from, let's just say, planet Earth to the end point of the observable universe that we see now? It seems like impossible, right? But maybe if we are given like 1 million years to live on this planet, maybe like 100 million years to live on this planet, maybe at that point, yes. But who's counting? Who knows?
I'm not just...
We're not gonna be here to see that happen, right? You and I, we're not gonna be here to see that happen.
I'm not discounting ET.
So that could be there too.
I think so, especially because of the ways in which the materials are being manufactured off planet, like the ones that we just saw. You know, that, you know, and that was information when I met Tyler 2014, and now it's a full-on thing that's happening, right? So it's a supercharged program of creating things that will help us off planet. I mean, certainly then...
So yeah, this is the idea of the observable universe, and this is what we can see. We just do not know what's out there of the box. So let's just pretend that the Earth is right there. And this one, of course, like on a scale, on a picture, this feels like, yeah, you know, not that big. This is humongous. This is humongous. You won't be able to see the planet Earth from here, okay? Because it's so small. It's smaller than the grain, okay? But let's just pretend that we're like somewhere right in the middle, right in Earth, and we're able to see the entire universe. We just don't even know what's out there. This is to give you an idea, general idea.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but I don't know.
Right.
So I have to just be honest.
So it might be a bunch
thank
of
God.
different things happening all at the same time. Interdimensionally, extraterrestrially, something from a distant galaxy that's figured out some new method of propulsion that's beyond our imagination that can visit, and then also things that are coming here from other dimensions.
Yes, and even recently, somebody had, well, I can't say anything. I can't say I'm sorry. I don't want to be that person that goes on your show and says,
it's
"Oh,
okay.
I can't say that."
I
But
understand.
I probably, most likely there are if there's crash retrievals here on Earth, perhaps there are in space as well.
Do you, when they talk about inventions that emerged post Roswell, that's one of the points of speculation, is that we have back engineered something, and that this led to the creation of fiber optics and a lot of other technologies that seem to emerge after that time.
Yeah. So this question was prominent in my mind in 2012 when I met Jacques Vallee. So I was already aware of his work, even as a person who hadn't studied UFOs or even believed in them. Jacques Vallee is just one of these people, right, that you come across his work and he's fascinating. So I thought it was strange that not only was he a person who was, pre-engineered ARPANET, right? He was on ARPANET, which is pre-internet. He was creating that at the same time as being obsessed with UFOs and doing, being a ufologist. These things seemed that they had to be together, right? There was something that, what's going on here? So, and I'm in touch with him often. And he says a lot of things that are rather cryptic, but sometimes I ask him specifically.
I feel like that people with credentials and people that claim to know, let's just say in this field, know about the aliens or the extraterrestrial and the UFO, if they are talking cryptically, I doubt they know anything. I feel like that they're just trying to sound cryptic for the sake of it. They're just trying to sound intelligent. Maybe there's gotta be at least 1 out of 100 that really knows, and the reason they're talking cryptically is because they cannot tell us the truth. But I feel like that for 99% of the other folks, that's just BS, right? They don't know anything. This is why they're talking cryptically. Just say you know or you don't know. Simple as that, right?
Was what you were doing on ARPANET related to back engineered UFO parts? And then he'd say something like, "There are many secrets in Silicon Valley," something like that.
Of course.
Yeah.
When you're trying to of course, like any kid on the block can say that. Even I sit here on my ass can say, there's probably many secrets in Silicon Valley, and yeah, it is true. It is likely true that there are many secrets out there. Some probably good for good reasons, some probably for bad reasons. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's real cryptic. He's kind of difficult to have a conversation with publicly.
Well, it does have a lot. I guess there are lots of secrets in Silicon Valley,
Of course.
which is where he lives.
Yeah, there we go.
Another thing that was really fascinating about your book was you were talking about how much religion he studied.
Yes. That was really interesting. So in the book, what I do is I uncover not just him, but Alan Hynek. They were friends. And they were both Rosicrucians, which is a form of, he might not like me to say this, but it's a form of mystical Christianity in a sense, but a lot of Rosicrucians don't view their roots as Christian. They look at it as Egyptian. But it's an esoteric tradition, and it involves meditation. I think it most likely involves this thing that you and I have been discussing in the whole talk so far is the pineal gland thing, the access point, because both of them believe in this kind of life, this meditation.
And there's like a real conspiracy about this one, right? Like the fluoride is turning the water, the fluoride in water is turning the frog, hey. And with the Alex J, I'm just gonna say that I cannot say his full name. I believe I can, but the video is gonna get hit if I say so. I guess it's better that I don't say. And yeah, I'm sure like some of you guys are a fan of it, some of you guys hate him. fair, like it's your opinion, right? Not here to convince or change anybody, but he has brought some interesting points, right? And the discussion sometimes is quite entertaining and fascinating whenever he's on Joe Rogan, or generally speaking. And one thing that he really did mention was that the water is the fluoride is in the water is turning the frog, and I believe that study was actually proven to be true. That it was. I saw that somewhere a while ago. Maybe it was bogus. How would I know, right? But the thing is that there is a real conspiracy that the fluoride in water is the reason the fluoride exists in toothpaste. Like, go look it up, man. It's insane. The rabbit hole goes real deep once you hear about it and you like start researching. There is fluoride in toothpaste and in a lot of that stuff. And fluoride doesn't need to be in toothpaste, okay? They always say that, well, it's gonna, help your teeth out and all that. We don't need that, okay? And the conspiracy here is that the fluoride is what keeping your pineal gland, which is considered the third eye inside your mind. That's what's considered that helps to keep it off, shut off. That's why your pineal gland is off. And the conspiracy is that once you stop the fluoride, eventually it's gonna open, and that's when you're gonna start seeing like all the things in front of you, or you're gonna be more sharp. I guess realistically you're gonna be more sharp, you're gonna be more aware of your surroundings. I guess that's the conspiracy. And fluoride just keeps you sleeping, in metaphorically speaking. Not sure how true that is. I want to know your thoughts on it, if anybody has any knowledge, or if any of you have your third eye opened up. I want to know if this is true or not, and what it's like to have your third eye open. Because, yeah, I truly want to know about it. This is very, very fascinating and interesting. Jokes aside, I truly want to know. Because would you even know if your pineal gland or third eye is open? If it is open, how would you know if it's open or not? You feel what I'm saying, right? Yeah, right. What if mine is open? What if mine is not open? How would I know if it's open or not? I guess is it one of those things like, if you know, you know? I want to know. I really want to know.
Things like that. And so I included references. Everything I say in my books, by the way, I pass to the person that I'm writing the chapter about. So everything that I said about Jacques, I gave it to him beforehand, and I said, are you okay with me saying this publicly? And so it passed all the tests.
Drinks water, ironically.
And I also talk about going to his apartment and seeing his library, which is an amazing library. And he has stained glass from Chartres Cathedral. And Chartres Cathedral is a special place for Rosicrucians, like a special place of presence of the sacred. So, okay. And he actually did those himself. So he learned how to do stained glass from people at Chartres, by the way. And yeah, just amazing. And he had a lot of books on angels and fallen angels in that library. Like,
this is something that I read in the comments a lot from people in various videos, discussions, and yeah, you guys as well. Like, I have read many comments from you as well. I believe, generally speaking, the people that believe in Christians, right? I believe that generally speaking, the Christians do believe that the extraterrestrials, it's not the aliens, it's the fallen angels. That's what I believe Christians, Christians generally believe in that.
Almost like it was almost like going into the Vatican archive, going into this place, because these looked like first editions or close. So, really, really old books about this topic.
Fallen angel.
Yeah. I was pretty shocked when I went. We were going to have lunch and talk about the crash site and maybe talk about, what I learned from Tyler and that kind of thing. And we went to lunch, and then he said, do you want to see the library? And I was like, yes, of course. So I saw the handwritten documents from Project Blue Book. And that was just going into the library. That wasn't actually in the library. Then when we got in there, I noticed big bookcases of these books, and of course I was drawn to them. And he said he picked out one and he opened it, and it was about angels, and he said this is a book about angels. And I could see that, and I was looking at it, I was like, wow. And then I looked at the other bookshelf, and that bookshelf was just as impressive. And then it was about fallen angels. He said, oh, this one's about fallen angels. And then he made a joke, and he said, you can't have one without the other. And I thought that was really interesting.
that does seem to align with what we're talking about, with like the struggle.
Yeah, Joe Rogan is an alien. Joe Rogan is an alien. Of course, joking around, but
Good and evil.
what if?
It does. That's what he said too. And I was actually shocked at that point. I was like, wow. So just, I'm a professor of religion, so I'm like, I'm right about, my intuition was somehow confirmed.
And by the way, I think this should be, I'm not sure
It's gonna get cut off, sadly.
if this is totally true, but I believe he was the inspiration for the French character in...
Oh, yeah, this is what I'm saying. But guys, check out this video on the screen. This is the last episode that we've done. We have an ongoing series with Joe Rogan and the mysteries of the universe, let's just say. Check out this video on the screen. On the left, we got a lot of UFO clips in this one that you guys generally enjoy. So check out both of these videos and I will see you right there.